living in the hub?
So the hub has a lot of different amenities that I'm a fan of. First and foremost, I like that it's right by the campus, and there's a lot of good food places right by. It's also convenient being by the stadium because I'm a big ASU football fan, so I go to a lot of the games. It's right by the light rail station, and I have a couple classes downtown, so it helps for me when I need to go to my downtown classes. Nice pool, and yeah, the rooms are okay compared to the other near campus housing, and yeah, I think for the amount that I pay for it, it's just a good deal overall.
What don't you like about living in the hub?
Well, with living near campus in these apartments, the noise can be an issue. Sometimes when I'm trying to sleep, it could be a Wednesday night and there's people partying. And so it does get loud at times, and that can be annoying. But for the most part, I don't really have to deal with that. It also can get pretty dirty. The elevators in the hallways can get kind of dirty. And then one more issue that I don't really like about living in apartments is that whenever I have a friend over, I have to go down to the lobby to let them in. Kind of, it gets tedious.
Would you recommend other people live there?
Sure. If it's kind of expensive, but if that's not an issue for you, then yeah, I'd say compared to the district 922, comparable places, I'd say it's probably the best one out of those.
So, what do you like about living here?
I think it's really convenient living here. We're around campus, and we also have a lot of food spots around us, so.
What don't you like about living here?
I don't like the size of the rooms. I think they're all pretty small, so yeah.
And then, if you could live here again, would you, and what would you change?
Yes, I would, and I would just change the size of the rooms.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so what do you like about living at Vista del Sol?
I like the pool area at Vista. It's quite lovely, actually. I also like how it's quite close to my classrooms. Not too much of a walk, especially on the hot days.
What don't you like about it?
Nothing really. I really love it. It's great.
And if you
surely
could
good.
live there again, would you?
Of course.
Okay, thank you.
And what is one thing that you really like about living in Vista?
I just like that it's on campus and it's still the apartment feel with our own private bedroom that I like. It is kind of far out from all the classes just because it's on the southernmost part of campus.
And would you recommend that other people live here?
Yeah, I love living in Vista. It's great.
So, what do you like about living in Taylor Place?
I love how convenient it is and how close to everything it is. I love that I'm in the same building as all my friends, so I get to see them a lot more often, and I'm able to wake up 5 minutes before class and still make it on time.
Okay, and what don't you like about living in Taylor Place?
I do not like the dining hall food. I think it's gross, and I hate that when one person gets sick, everyone gets sick in the dorms.
Would you live here again?
Probably not. I just want to be able to get an apartment and kind of venture off and experience everything else there is.
If you did live there again, what would you change?
The food. Yeah, I think probably just the food.
Okay, and first off, what do you like about living in Taylor Place?
You live on the floor with people that you're in your major with. So if you have questions for homework, you can always go to them and ask them about homework. Usually they have the same interests as you. So you get to hang out, you get to meet people that you'll be competing with someday, but they're also your friends. And yeah, I like being around everyone that you're working with.
And what don't you like?
Sometimes, it's hard to get privacy. Even if you're in Tower 2, sometimes people come and knock on your door and you feel like you have to answer because you don't want to be mean. But, that can be avoided. Just don't answer the door. But, there's not a lot that I don't like. Sometimes I don't like having to come down the elevator because sometimes it's really clogged up during the week. There's a lot of people. But that's pretty much it. I enjoy living in Taylor Place.
And would you live there again?
Yeah, if I had to, I would. I'm looking forward to having my own place by myself because, the privacy. But yeah, I'd live in Taylor Place again.
And if you did, what would you change?
There's not much I would change. I would probably just keep more privacy, because like I said, when people knock on your door, it's kind of hard to say no to someone knocking on your door. So, sometimes if I'm like, I don't want to leave my room, I'll just not leave my room. But, other than that, I probably wouldn't change much. They do it really well at Taylor Place, so, yeah.
What do you like about living in Roosevelt Point?
So I like a lot of things about Roosevelt Point. I just like the community of it and kind of how, like, a lot of students live there, but it's not only students. It's a good transition between Taylor Place and, like, the real world, because you have CAs in case you get locked out, but you don't have to sign guests in, and you're not treated like a child. Like, you're treated like an adult, and you pay rent, and it's like professional, and like you're an adult, but at the same time there are people to fall back on if you like get yourself locked out or something crazy like that happens, so it's I think it's a good balance between the two, and I think it's like a perfect transition, and so it makes it perfect for upper level students, and like you're not quite in the adulting world yet, but you're not a freshman anymore.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And what don't you like about living in Roosevelt Point?
I think the worst thing about Ropo is just that they have a few, not like technical difficulties, but like the elevators are broken a lot, the gates are broken a lot, the fob thing doesn't always work. So it's just kind of stuff that like they really can't control,
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like maintenance isn't always like the fastest about fixing it. It's not that I don't feel safe or anything. Like, I've always felt safe. I've always felt like I can get where I need to go. It's like, it's more a minor inconvenience. Like, it's not a real problem. It's just like inconvenient.
Perfect. And would you live here again if you could?
Yes, for sure. I'm living there next year. I'll probably live there my senior year. I'm balling on a budget, and it's the cheapest place within walking distance of campus. It's the most student-friendly, most affordable, and I would definitely recommend it.
Perfect. And then last question, is there anything you would change living at Ropo?
I feel like it used to be affiliated with ASU. I don't know if you knew that or not.
No, actually.
But, so I don't know if I would change it, but I'm curious to know what it was like when it was affiliated with ASU. Because it wasn't a dorm. It was still apartment housing, and it was still, like, upperclassmen. But I'm curious, like, if they had more, like, events and activities, and if... I think the thing I miss most about Taylor Place is, like... in the hallway I would see advertisements and flyers and like on-campus events and stuff like that, and so I kind of just miss like that ASU aspect of it, and that's a blessing and a curse, but I do kind of miss that, so I don't know if I would change it, but I'm curious to know what it was like when it was ASU affiliated.
And can you tell me what you like about living in Roosevelt Point?
I like living at Roosevelt Point because it's close and convenient, and so whenever there's anything going on campus, it's easy to get here, but it's also easy to get home.
Perfect. And what do you not like about living at Roosevelt Point?
It's almost too close to campus, so sometimes it's hard to disconnect and, like, take a break.
Okay, that's fair. And would you live at Roosevelt Point again if you could?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It's just an apartment. It's nothing that special. It's nice. I think it's convenient, and I think it's a good place to live for some time, but I don't think it's a place to stay for a while.
Okay, cool. So if you could change anything about living in Roosevelt Point, what would you change and why?
Pretty, like, dirty and kind of messy, I think. There's obviously a lot of college students who live there, so it makes it kind of easy to make a mess, and then it kind of always has a weird smell to it too.
Okay. So you would just kind of make it cleaner in general.
Yeah, and maybe more well kept, because I think it's hard to keep up with everything that happens there.